And we're live. If you're a dude in 2026 on Hinge and you're not leveling up, these dates that I went on are exactly what's waiting for you. My name is Sal Montalvo. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I'm not a dating coach. I build real world businesses, one of which has made over 5 figures a month consistently, and that is Black Dolphin Rentals, which is my film equipment rental company. And I'm back in the modern dating market, documenting what I see. In this video, I was going to speak about 3 different dates that I went on, but I actually decided to just speak about one because it actually encompassed multiple layers and multiple issues with today's dating market. And just to give you guys a little bit of background on myself, I'm usually pretty extroverted. I'm not as shy as most of my peers. At the age of 15, I picked up a camera because I wanted to be cool and I wanted people to have a need, a necessity for me. And that ended up leading me to becoming a videographer and photographer at nightclubs. And one of my main jobs was to create the marketing content that would basically get people to go to the club. And the main focus with those jobs was always dealing with the opposite sex, right? And one of the main requirements for that job was being good at convincing women to feel good, to relax around a stranger that they do not know with a bright light on them, to let loose and have fun with their girls. And as you guys know, historically speaking, it is usually the burden of the man to court the woman. And one of the biggest concerns for women is feeling safe around men. So I feel very strongly that I got a head start that most men would never get, to be able to experience these things, to be able to interact with so many women, to be able to be the spotlight essentially. Because guess what? Most venues only have one videographer or one photographer for nightlife to be able to get their marketing content. And so instantly you stand out, right? Instantly you have status. You're the only guy that can get that close to women, have that many levels of interactions with women. So firsthand, you get a very intimate understanding of what works, what doesn't work, what makes women feel uncomfortable, and social experience in general. Nowadays, because of social media and how the whole world is interconnected, as a man, you have to be so well versed in every aspect of life. Being financial literacy, being fitness, being having a way with words and being persuasive. And you have to also work on your looks. The dating market is a lot more cutthroat than it used to be just 5 years ago. And just to bring that all back in, like I mentioned earlier, I've always been one to prefer long-term relationships and being able to build something with someone than short-term flings. I've been on both sides, so I understand what it is to have perspective of the lover boy lifestyle and the playboy lifestyle, right? So I think I have a pretty good understanding in how difficult today's dating market actually is, because I was there in those environments 14 years ago, before Instagram existed. Now, it's so cutthroat. So let's get to it. One of the most memorable dates that I went on was actually a pretty bad date. And the reason why it was bad was not because of the girl, but her level of expectation and also the clear deficit of attention span. Because women's attention span nowadays is cooked due to social media. And I call that TikTok brain. As you guys know, freaking every 2 seconds, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. It's so difficult nowadays to compete. There's so many distractions. Shiny object syndrome, where you turn this way for whatever, you turn that way for whatever. There's so many reasons to be distracted. And as a man, if you don't have money, if you're not tall, if you don't have a perfect body, if you're not handsome, you're cooked. You're done. Hypergamy is real. During the conversation phase, her level of attraction was up here. So fast forward, we get the first drinks, just small surface level conversation, talking about her family, talking about my family, our relationships with our family. And to me, her energy did not seem feminine at all. But I understood later why that was, why it was so abrasive, why it was so brash and unladylike, in my opinion. And we ended up getting a second round of drinks, and these are cocktails, not shots, you know, something subtle, something chill, something relaxed, right? I'm there to kind of figure her out and see if there's any level of compatibility. And she mentioned that her relationship with her dad was pretty much non-existent, which I should have known that that's red flag number one. I think she also mentioned that her relationship with her mom wasn't that great and that she lives with her sister, which again, another potential red flag. Doesn't always mean red flag, right? But things to consider. And suddenly, when we're having small talk maybe about her plans for the following day or whatever, she bursts out, "You're not 5'10". And I'm so thrown off, right? I'm about 5'9". And on my profile, I put 5'9". This girl, with total conviction, says, "You're not 5'10", you're a liar. My previous date was not 5'10" either. He was a liar. And at this point, I realized from the freaking beginning, this girl has been unimpressed. From the freaking beginning, this girl was so fixated on a standard that society put up for women, by women, on things that men cannot control. Men cannot control their height. You can put on booster shoes if you want, but physically, you cannot change your height once you are an adult. Sure, there's stretching, sure, there's whatever, but you cannot tamper with your height. That entire date was a lost battle as soon as she laid eyes on me because I wasn't her height requirement. And here's the crazy thing. I told her, I said, "Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. My dating profile does not say 5'10" because I don't believe in lying, right?" And with full conviction and a crazy attitude, she says, "Yeah, you're a liar. You have 5'10". And I responded, "I'm pretty sure it does not say 5'10". And then I said to her, "You want me to check?" She's like, "No, I don't want you to check." And this whole time, I'm in disbelief. I spent an hour and a half with this girl. I had spent probably $50 at this point. And so I said, "Maybe I should check." She said, "No, you're a liar. It doesn't even matter. You're not 5'10" like you said you were." And I'm thinking, dude, did I really make that mistake? Did I really put 5'10" on my profile? Because I don't remember this at all, right? At that point, things went sour immediately. And so we wrapped up the date and I parked my car about half a block away, super close. She parked her car maybe 4 blocks away. So as a gentleman, even if it already had gone sour, I decided to offer her a ride. She accepted. And me being the bigger person, being a gentleman, dismissing the fact that she's been a rude freaking girl the entire time, completely brash, uninterested from the very beginning. And she throws out this crazy accusation, which if you think about it, the difference between 1 inch is probably this. This will make or break the level of attraction for you. Insane, right? Insane. In what world does this make a difference? Doesn't. It's all perception. It's all whitewash fairy tale things that don't matter, created by people who don't care about you, for women, to keep women single. So, as a gentleman, I walk her over to my car, and at the time I have a really nice Mercedes of the year, super clean, black on black, interiors, ambient lighting, all that good stuff, right? The whole time she's been uninterested, boring, brash, and abruptly does that, like with all levels of rudeness. The least I could do is be a gentleman, walk her to my car, drop her off to her car, and then wish her well, right? And so there's already no chemistry. It's complete friction. Zero chemistry. Zero care to be courteous. Zero care to be nice. Obvious signs that this is not going to work out. Any effort from here on out, it should just, it's good. It's not going anywhere, right? The whole time internally, I'm frustrated But outside, you can't see that. I'm woosah. I'm chilling. I'm good. And so we get to my car and she gets nearby the passenger seat. I get into my car. She's standing outside like a complete bitch. Then she looks into the window and knocks. And I roll the window down. And I ask her, hey, what's going on? Everything good? Are you okay? Are you gonna be a gentleman and open my door? Or are you not even gonna do that, liar? The dating market is so bad. I drove her home, I wished her well, and I said, shoot me a text when you get home. She did not send me a text, which I didn't expect, and I only said that as courtesy. Sure enough, I'm in disbelief the entire time. I get home, I check my Hinge, and ta-da, my height on there says 5'9". So not only was the whole thing a waste of time because this girl did not pay attention, aka TikTok brain, for some reason she thought I was somebody else, and she called me a liar, and she was unsatisfied the entire time because of this, because of an inch. The dating market is a joke right now. So the three main lessons that I learned from that is hypergamy is very real. Height really makes a difference. 2, the attention span of today's women are cooked by the amount of level of stimulation. So, quick stat that I'm probably making up, but somewhere in the neighborhood, I've seen tons of YouTube videos where guys who are moderately good-looking dudes create a profile. They get a moderate amount of likes, right? 50 likes in a day, which is high by most men's standards. Then they create a female version of themselves and go on those apps, and instantly, within a day, there is 5,000 likes. So just to give you guys perspective, going from 50 likes to 5,000 likes, it's 100x difference. So not only are women already distracted, they have 100 times on average more choice than the average man. Being average will destroy you. So just to summarize, hypergamy is very real, and women's attention spans are already fried. And couple that with the fact that they have on average 100 times more options than the average guy. If you are a guy in 2026 and you are not pursuing your passion to become very wealthy, to have status, to maximize your looks, and not excelling in every area of your life, you are cooked. It is so bad out here. And this is coming from the guy who is good with communicating, who is good with women, who is good with being able to get around and make women feel comfortable around him and want to be around him. This is so bad, guys. This is so bad. You are just a number as a man. And I say that with confidence because my most recent ex, I think I got with her in 2022, and it lasted about 6 months. I met her at the nightclub, and I don't love going to nightclubs. It's just that I know a lot of people in that scenario, and sometimes I go and just hang out. Most people when they go to the clubs, they lose control. I just go and hang out with my buddies, and this one time, I really wanted a relationship, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be chill, let it all go. Sure enough, that same night I met this girl. She was great. I didn't even want to date her. I suggested, hey, look, you're super cool. I'd love to just grab some lunch. I don't even want it to be dinner. I don't want it to be intimate. I don't even want anything. You're just cool. She said yes, and somehow she ended up actually being the one to convert lunch to dinner. She's the one that turned it into a date, and I was like, all right, cool. No restrictions. I'm going through life. I'm enjoying myself. I don't even want anything from you. Sure enough, there was a lot of chemistry, and we were both instantly attracted to each other when we were on that date. And I bring that up to say that I was only with her for 6 months. And after I got out of that relationship, I tried to get right back into the dating world. The entire game had shifted in just 6 months. So now, if you are a guy in your 30s or late 20s, and it's been about 10 years since high school and you haven't reached out or tried to go on dates or tried to get on dating apps and put any effort into your appearance or your looks or your status or your money or your physique, you are cooked. 6 months ago has made a tremendous difference. 10 years ago, whole new world. The rules aren't even the same. The people aren't even the same. So this is a warning to all men. If you are not on your grind in 2026, I urge you to please do that. Please, please, please do that. Because girls don't care about your feelings if they don't care about you. They don't care about anything that you do. You're not important. You are insignificant. You are just a number because they have thousands of options just like you and better than you. With that in mind, if you guys have ever experienced any of this and had any bad experiences with dating, subscribe and show me some love. Drop a comment, send a like, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed speaking about it, and there's tons more to come out. This is about my third video on this channel, and getting used to the camera. I've always been behind the camera. Like I said, I have owned a equipment rental company, so all the high-end cameras, all the low-end cameras, lenses, lighting, all that good stuff. But now I've shifted it, and now I'm in front of the camera. Just to give you guys perspective and not to be a complete doomer, right? Everybody could talk about the world is ending. I don't want to leave you guys with that. I want to give you guys actionable things to focus on that will make your dating experience and your life so much easier. Because just like somebody who's already a superstar celebrity with status and money and all that good stuff, people want to give to the people that already have. Once you're rich, everybody wants to do things for you. Once you have status, everybody wants to be your friend. But when you're broke, down and out, nobody wants to do anything. People don't know you. People don't care about you. People charge you the most. So I want to give you guys some actionable advice. 1, money. Learn sales as a man. Because if you know how to sell, you will always be attracting money. And money does make the world go round. Money isn't everything, but not having it will complicate your life so much, right? So focus on learning skills that bring you money. If you guys are unfamiliar with Alex Hormozy, he's an incredible speaker. He teaches all about business. And most men, I urge you, if you haven't yet heard of him or if you don't follow him, look into his content. I'm sure you've seen him. 2, work on your physique. Get into the gym if you can. If you can't afford it, start doing some push-ups as a guy. Start doing some squats, some lunges. Do something. There's always a way to get into better physique. If you guys don't know, look at iShow's Speed. I don't know his day-to-day life, but he's always touring around everywhere, right? And over the years, he's progressively gotten stronger, more fit, faster, better looking. And I highly doubt with him touring all across the world that he has any time for the gym. This guy's just doing backflips and push-ups and running and jumping and screaming. And he's gotten insanely fit. Who knows if he's taking any substances? But even if he weren't, doing all those backflips, doing all those push-ups, doing all that crazy intensive running will grow your muscles. And it's changed him dramatically. So you don't have to have money to get fit. And 3, set up some parameters and some boundaries for your dating life. Because not everybody will fit into that mold, right? It's not a matter of yes or no, does this person do that? It's more of a spectrum. How much do they do that? Are they extremely annoying? Or are they occasionally annoying? Is it tolerable? Or are they blatantly disrespecting you and your mother and all these other things, right? Like, it's a spectrum. How much of a thing is somebody, right? You can be a jokester with some brash comments, but how often do you do it? How extreme are you? Are you disrespectful or are you funny, right? It's a spectrum, right? So set up some boundaries. You don't always have to be cutthroat boundaries and cut people immediately off and be unpleasant to be around, right? Some situations demand flexibility, right? So with that in mind, guys, if you have ever experienced any of these crazy types of situations or even have your own stories and would like to follow this content, like, go ahead and shoot me a subscribe, drop a comment, send a like, and tell me about your stories, guys. I want to hear about this. Once again, my name is Sal Montalvo, aka Sal Montalvo 4K on Instagram and YouTube. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. Let's go.